Alright, I'm getting ready to do my 40th YouTube video upload, so I'm wondering what I should review. Should I review something that's 40 caliber, like this is my Glock 40, this is my problem solver right here, or should I do something a little more with the line of the theme of the channel, an MP40 clone? In all seriousness, the high point is probably more reliable than the MP40 clone. Welcome to the Milsurp Mike channel. Sometime over the last couple years, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms finally allowed ATI to import GSG's semi-automatic MP40 clone. I recently obtained one, and I'll give you an unboxing and small sample shooting review. But first, some history. The MP40, which literally stands for Machine Pistol 1940, was more or less developed over a period of 10 years by two men working independently from one another, Heinrich Vollmer and Bertold Geitel. Vollmer developed two different submachine guns, the VPM 1930 and the MP35. Geitel, who was employed by Irma-Werk, developed the MP36 by combining features from Vollmer's guns. Vollmer then took the 36, simplified it, creating the MP38. He then further simplified it by replacing many machine parts, including the receiver, which resulted in the final product, the MP40. Basically, the MP40 was a fully automatic, open-bolt designed submachine gun that fired the 9x19mm round at 500 rounds per minute. It had an underfolding stock and bakelite cover which went between the magazine housing and pistol grip. It had a 32-round magazine, which turned out to be a weakness for a couple reasons, which I'll get to in a bit. At the start of the war, the K98K was the main infantry rifle for the Wehrmacht and Waffen-SS, with some MP40 sprinkled in there. In Stalingrad and other city battles where the fighting was short range, the Soviets started outfitting whole units with PPSHs. If you want to know a little bit more about that, check out my PPS-43C video from last year. And this was able to throw as much lead as possible at the Germans. The Wehrmacht responded in kind by forming special units armed with only MP40s. PPSH-41s had drum magazines, and the cheaper-made PPS-43s had 35-round stick magazines, which gave the Russians a round count advantage. And from what I read, the Germans would actually prefer captured Russian PPSHs and PPSs to MP40s because they're more reliable. The captured weapons would either be converted to 9mm and redesignated the MP41, or they would just feed the unconverted weapons 7.63 Mauser ammo. And if you want to know a little bit more about that, check out my Tokarov video. Toward the end of the war, the Germans developed the Sturmgewehr 44, which was too little too late, although it did famously inspire an injured Soviet tank commander to create one of the most popular small arms of all time. Since it was a major weapon during the Second World War, the MP40 is something many collectors would like to have in their collections, but thanks to the Hughes Amendment and its rarity, this is an expensive proposition. So the next best thing is the GSG MP40P imported by American Tactical. Here's a short unboxing video for you of what you receive. Alright, here's a little thing I picked up in the last couple weeks. This is the closest thing that I'll ever have to an MP40 because I don't see myself getting into Class 3 items, and getting a real one will set you back about $30,000 or $40,000. So we got the American Tactical has imported MP40 clone, a semi-auto version, made by GSG, I believe. So let's see what comes in the box. First, you do get this nice wooden crate box to come with it. Definitely something you want to keep for resale value. Let's open it up and see what we got. Yeah, well, looks like you got a sticker from GSG. Got a brush and some tools to work with and clean it. Of course, you got the gun itself. And they have to import it as a pistol, so there's no, I don't know if you remember back on my my semi-auto PP-43, it had the folding stock welded on. Well, this one didn't even have a folding stock on it, or else you'd have to SBR it, and they definitely couldn't import it. And of course, you get, well, it looks like you got a magazine loader, the safety Nazi lock, and the magazine. So I'm gonna load this magazine up and we'll put a few rounds through it. Since the ATF doesn't allow the importation of non-sporting rifles, it has to be imported as a pistol, which is why there's no underfolder stock on it. The clone is also a closed bolt as opposed to an open bolt design, and of course a semi-auto. The first time I took it out, I really questioned the reliability of it, as it would stovepipe about every other round. I tried the two different kinds of ammo that I had that day, a regular old 115 grain full metal jacket, and some Fort Scott Munitions 80 grain solid copper spun. I got the same result with both. I figured that I'd have to try some different ammo. When I talked to the guy I bought it from, which by the way is the owner of the Panzerfaust Armory, check out his site if you're looking for milsurps. He asked if I was putting forward pressure on the magazine. Since I was holding it by the magazine, I was. This decreased the space, which made it difficult for cases to inject, and improper placement of the support hand also created problems with the real MP40s. During my next outing, I did try some different ammo, but what made the biggest difference was not putting forward pressure on the magazine. I took the precaution of wearing a glove, as the barrel does get pretty hot. While I still had malfunctions every now and then, it performed much better than in my first outing. Would I want my life to depend on this gun? No way. But this is a novelty gun for my collection and not something I intend to grab when things go bump in the night. If you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out the links to my Patreon, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you for watching, and always, have a great day.